Hello everyone, myself Samri Gemawat from class 10th, and today the topic which I am going to represent is transportation in human beings. So what basically transportation is? Transportation means the transport of or transfer of any substance or anything from one place to another place. This is called transportation. So now we'll see that how transportation occurs in human body. So the main transportation system in human body is the circulatory system. The circulatory system. What is circulatory system? It is a system through which the transportation in human body occurs. The circulatory system is made up of three things: blood vessels, and heart. Okay, so if there is no circulatory system, then there will be no transportation of anything in the human body. The transportation will stop in human body without circulatory system. So now we'll look at what the circulatory system is made up of. It is made up of blood vessels, and heart. Now we'll study these things in detail. So now what is blood? Blood is as we all know, blood is a fluid connective tissue. It is a fluid which flows in every single part of our body. So we can say that blood is a fluid connective tissue, and this we have studied in previous section also, that it is a connective tissue. Now it has a pH value of 7.4. Now what is pH? pH is the power of hydrogen ion concentration in blood. Okay, so we can say that the power of hydrogen ion concentration in blood is 7.4. It is neutral, mostly neutral, a slightly basic. Now the question here arises is, where is blood formed? Now blood is formed in red bone marrow. Now what is bone marrow? Bone marrow is a soft or spongy tissue present in the bone. Okay, so blood is formed, or red blood cells are formed in red bone marrow. And how much, now question arises that how much of blood is present in normal human body or normal human being. So in a normal human body, 5 liters of blood is present, or around 10 units of blood. So 1 unit of blood is equal to 525 ml. Okay, so how much of blood is present in normal human body? Around 5 liter or 10 units, where 1 unit is equal to 525 ml. So these were some features or properties of blood. Now, what are the functions of blood? Now we'll look at what are the functions of blood. Okay, so the main or important functions of blood are exchange of CO2 and O2, exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. It takes place in lungs. There also blood helps in exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. It is also responsible for the transportation of nutrients, nitrogenous waste, and hormones, and many more things like salts and etc. etc. So blood is necessary for exchange of gases, transportation of nutrients, hormones, nitrogenous waste, etc. It also provides us immunity, because we know that blood contains white blood cells, and they are responsible for fighting against diseases, and they provide us immunity. So blood is responsible for providing immunity. It also maintains the body temperature. What is the main work? It also maintains the temperature of our body, like what temperature should our body have. And it also controls the body pH, the pH of our body. So these are some basic or some main functions. These are some main functions of blood. Okay. So these are some main functions of blood. Now we'll see that what blood is actually made up of. Like we know that blood is a liquid fluid, but what it is made up of? It is made up of two things, that is the liquid part and the solid part. Okay, the liquid part is around 55% and the solid part is around 45%. 55% liquid part and 45% solid part. So what is liquid part and what is solid part? The liquid part is actually plasma. It is plasma. And of what things plasma is made up of? Plasma is made up of water and carbonic and acarbonic substances. So 92% of water and 8% of carbonic and acarbonic substances. Okay, so plasma is made up of water and carbonic and acarbonic substances. Now we'll come to the solid part. Now of what things solid part is made up of? It is made up of three things: red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So out of 45%, 99% of solid part is red blood cell, RBCs. Okay, these are actually red in color, therefore they are called red blood cells. And the remaining 1% is white blood cells and thrombocytes, or we can say blood platelets. Blood platelets are also called thrombocytes. Okay, so now we'll see what is the function of these things. Red blood cells are important for exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. White blood cells are necessary for fighting against diseases, viruses and bacteria. And platelets. These platelets are necessary for blood clotting. If there is an injury on your hand, then the blood will flow. And to stop the flowing of blood platelets are there which help in clotting of blood. These are also called thrombocytes. Okay. Now we'll look at what are blood vessels. We have understood what is blood. Now we'll look at what are blood vessels. So blood vessels are vessels or tubes through which blood flows. Tubes through which blood flows in our body are called blood vessels. Now there are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. Okay, we'll look at further in them. What are arteries? So arteries are blood vessels which takes blood away from heart. Means such type of blood vessels which takes blood away from heart are called arteries. Okay, types of blood vessels which takes blood away from heart. Now this is the main function of arteries. Now arteries carries pure blood from heart. Arteries carries pure blood from the heart to all part of the body. But there is an exception, except pulmonary artery. This is an artery which do not carry pure blood, but instead of that it carries impure blood or deoxygenated blood from heart. So the blood is directly, when the blood is pumped, it directly enters the arteries. So if it directly enters the arteries, then it have a high blood pressure. Since the blood has a high blood pressure in arteries, the arteries have thick walls, because if the walls are thin, then they will not be able to handle the high blood pressure and they will burst out. Therefore the walls of arteries are thick and they do not have valves. Now what are valves? Valves are some things like this. Now what is the function of valve is that they prevent the backflowing of blood. Suppose in arteries the blood is flowing in a high pressure, but if the blood is flowing in low blood pressure, then there is a chance of blood in flowing in opposite direction also. So the work of valves is that they prevent the flowing of blood in opposite direction. So these are the main properties of arteries. Now we'll look at veins. What are veins? You can see this is a vein. Now the veins are exactly opposite of arteries. Arteries carry blood away from heart and veins take blood towards the heart. The main function of veins is to take blood towards the heart. Arteries carries pure blood that we have seen. Now the veins carries impure blood. The veins carries impure blood from all part of the body. But in this also there is an exception. The pulmonary vein is a type of vein which carries pure blood to the heart. This vein carries pure blood to the heart instead of carrying impure blood. Now since the veins are carrying blood towards the heart, the blood flowing in it have a very low blood pressure, because it has moved in all the body parts and then it is coming back to the heart. So it has a thin wall. Since there is very low blood pressure, then there is no need of having thick walls. Therefore the veins have thin walls and they have valves in them. Now these are valves. This is a valve. So their function is, I told you that their function is to prevent the backflowing of blood. And in veins the blood is flowing at a low blood pressure, therefore there is a chance of blood backflowing. Therefore the valves prevent the backflowing of blood in veins. Now what are capillaries? They are narrow blood vessels. They are also type of blood vessels, but they are narrow. They are narrow blood vessels which connect arteries and veins together. See, this is a capillary. So they are narrow blood vessels. See, they are so thin, but the arteries and veins are thick. So they are narrow blood vessels which connects arteries and veins together. It connects arteries and veins together. These are needed for the exchange of food, water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. between the blood and cells. When the blood passes through these capillaries, here the cells are present. So for the exchange of these all things, food, water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, these capillaries are so thin so that they can easily exchange the material with the cells. Therefore, these capillaries are present between veins and arteries. So I hope that you have understand what is veins and what capillaries and arteries are. Now we'll move to our next topic, that is heart. Now what is heart? See, this is a image or this is a diagram of heart. This is a muscular organ. Heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood to all part of the body. It is an organ which pumps blood to all part of the body. Heart is a very necessary organ. If heart is not there, then life is not possible. So heart is an organ that pumps blood to all part of the body. Okay. So since it is a muscular organ, it is made up of special muscles called cardiac muscles. We have studied in previous section or previous class that what cardiac muscles are. I hope that you have by-hearted that. So heart is made up of special muscles called cardiac muscles. It has 4 compartments or chambers. See, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the 4 compartments or chambers of heart. The upper 2 are called atria or atrium, the left atrium and the right atrium. And the lower 2 chambers are called ventricles, the right ventricle and the left ventricle. Okay. The 2 arteria receives blood from the 2 main veins. So these are the arterias. They receive blood from 2 main veins in them. And the 2 ventricles transports blood to entire body and the lungs. So what are their basic functions? Arteria receives blood and ventricles transports blood to the entire body and lungs. The left and right chambers are separated by a septum. See, this is a septum. So what is its function? That it separates the left and right chambers because to prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. It's the main function of septum is to prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Since the ventricles have to pump blood to the different organs, its walls are thicker than compared to arteria. Since we know that the work of ventricles is to transport blood. Since its work is to transport blood, the walls of ventricles are thicker than the walls of arteria because it has to pump blood with a very high pressure so that the blood can reach to every single part of our body. So these are some basic function, or this is the basic features of heart. Now how the heart in human beings work. Working of heart. I'll explain with this diagram. See, this is our heart. Now, this is the left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. So, when the left atrium relaxes, oxygenated blood from the lungs flows into it through the pulmonary vein. This is left atrium. So when the left atrium relaxes, the oxygenated blood from the lungs enters to this atrium through pulmonary vein. Then when it contracts, when the left atrium contracts and the left ventricle relaxes, the blood enters in the left ventricle. And then when the left ventricle contracts, the blood and the oxygenated blood from the aorta is distributed to all parts of the body. Aorta, what is aorta? Aorta is a artery. Okay, so the left ventricle pumps the blood from aorta to all part of the body, to every part, every organ, every single part of the body. Then when every part absorbs oxygen and gives carbon dioxide to the blood becomes deoxygenated. Then from every part of the body, after coming from every part of the body, the blood, or we can say after circulating through all part of the body, the deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through the vena cava. From circulating to every part of the body, the blood now enters here to the right atrium. Blood now enters to the right atrium through vena cava. Now what is vena cava? Vena cava is a vein. Now blood enters here. Now when this right atrium contracts and the right ventricle relaxes, blood enters in the right ventricle, and then the blood is pumped from the right ventricle to the lungs through pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. Now pulmonary artery. Now in lungs, the carbon dioxide is absorbed and the oxygen is given to the blood, and then the oxygenated blood again enters the left atrium, and the same process repeats. So this is the working of how heart works. So here is a point that since blood flows through heart twice in one cycle, it is also called double circulation. See, first blood moves from here to all part of the body, then it again enters the heart, and then so therefore it is called double circulation or double circulation. This process is called double circulation. Okay. Now, what is blood pressure? You have often heard about blood pressure in our house, that high blood pressure, low blood pressure, etc. Now, what is blood pressure? The pressure at which blood is pumped around the body by the heart. Like with how much pressure the blood is pumped from the ventricle to all part of the body is called blood pressure. Blood pressure of a person is expressed in the form of two values. When we go to hospital, the doctor checks the blood pressure of a person. It is expressed in two values, systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure is when the heart contracts. At that time the pressure is called systolic pressure, and when the heart relaxes, at that time the pressure is called diastolic pressure. Now what is systolic and diastolic definition? The maximum pressure at which blood leaves the heart, or the maximum pressure at which the blood is pumped from the heart through the main artery, during contraction phase. When the heart contracts, at that time what is the maximum pressure of blood is called systolic pressure. Now the diastolic pressure. The minimum pressure in the arteries during relaxation phase. Now the maximum pressure during contraction phase is called systolic pressure, and the minimum pressure during relaxation phase is called diastolic pressure. Now the normal blood pressure values are, when the doctor checks blood pressure, the normal blood pressure values are, the systolic pressure is 120 mm Hg, and the diastolic pressure is 80 mm Hg. Okay, this is normally written like this: 120 by 80 mm Hg. This is the normal blood pressure of a human being. The blood pressure is measured by using an instrument called sphygmomanometer, or generally people say it as a BP instrument. It is, the name of this instrument is called sphygmomanometer. The blood pressure is also, high blood pressure is also called hypertension. You have often heard about high blood pressure in your family. So high blood pressure is also called hypertension. Okay. So I hope that you all have understood what transportation is and how transportation occurs in human body and through circulatory system.